The airplane cabin hummed with the low drone of engines, a metallic cocoon hurtling through the sky at 30,000 feet. Sarah clutched her 6-month-old daughter, Lily, to her chest, her heart pounding as the baby's wails pierced the air. The glares from nearby passengers felt like daggers. She rocked Lily gently, whispering apologies under her breath, but the cries only grew louder. Sarah's worn sneakers tapped nervously against the floor, her threadbare sweater barely keeping out the chill of the recycled air. She was 24, alone, and terrified, flying from a small town in Ohio to New York City, chasing a job that might finally pull her out of the hole life had dug for her. The man in the crisp navy suit seated across the aisle glanced up from his laptop. Daniel Harper, 42, was the CEO of Harper Tech, a tech giant known for its sleek gadgets and ruthless efficiency. He was heading to a board meeting in Manhattan, his mind already churning through numbers and strategies. But Lily's cries cut through his focus like a siren. He noticed Sarah's flushed cheeks, the way her hands trembled as she tried to soothe her baby. Most passengers sighed or turned away, but Daniel didn't. He saw something familiar in her desperation, a flicker of the hunger he'd felt decades ago, back when he was just a kid from nowhere with nothing but a dream. Sarah caught his gaze and braced for judgment. Instead, Daniel unbuckled his seatbelt and leaned toward her. "Mind if I try something?" His voice was calm, warm, like a steady hand reaching out. Sarah blinked, unsure, but nodded. She was out of options. Daniel slid into the empty seat beside her, ignoring the curious stares from other passengers. He pulled a small, colorful toy from his briefcase, a rattle shaped like a cartoon rocket, something he kept for his niece. "Hey, little one," he said softly, shaking it in front of Lily. The baby's cries hitched, her wide eyes locking onto the bright colors. Sarah exhaled, her shoulders loosening for the first time in hours. "She's got a strong voice," Daniel said with a smile, glancing at Sarah. "What's her name?" "Lily," Sarah replied, her voice barely above a whisper. She hesitated, then added, "I'm Sarah. I'm sorry about the noise. It's her first flight, and I don't know what I'm doing." "No apologies needed," Daniel said. "First flights are tough. First anything is tough." He kept the rattle moving, and Lily's cries faded to soft coos. Sarah watched, stunned, as her daughter reached for the toy, tiny fingers grasping at the air. For a moment, the weight of the world lifted. They talked quietly as the plane cruised on. Sarah's story spilled out in fragments. She'd grown up in a trailer park, lost her parents young, and now worked odd jobs to keep Lily fed. The New York job was a long shot, a receptionist position at a law firm, but it paid better than anything she'd ever had. Daniel listened, nodding, his face unreadable but kind. He didn't mention his title or his wealth. Instead, he shared a story about his own mother, a single parent who'd worked double shifts to keep him in school. She'd have loved Lily's spirit, he said, and Sarah's eyes stung with unexpected tears. The flight attendant approached, her smile tight. "Sir, we're preparing for landing soon. If you could return to your seat." Daniel nodded but hesitated, glancing at Sarah. She was clutching Lily again, her face tense as the reality of New York loomed. He reached into his briefcase and pulled out a business card, scribbling something on the back before handing it to her. "If you need anything in the city, anything, call this number. It's my assistant, Claire. She'll help." Sarah stared at the card, embossed with the Harper Tech logo. Her eyes widened. "You're that Daniel Harper?" she whispered. He just shrugged, gave Lily a final gentle pat, and returned to his seat. At JFK, chaos greeted Sarah. Her luggage was lost, her phone was dead, and Lily was fussing again. She stood in the crowded terminal, fighting panic, when a woman in a sharp blazer approached. "Sarah? I'm Claire, Mr. Harper's assistant. He asked me to make sure you and Lily get settled." Sarah's mouth fell open. Claire handed her a prepaid hotel voucher, a new phone charger, and a car seat for Lily. "There's a car waiting to take you to your hotel. Mr. Harper also asked me to set up an interview for you tomorrow, not at the law firm, but at Harper Tech. It's an entry-level role, but it comes with benefits and childcare." Sarah's knees buckled. She sank into a nearby chair, tears streaming down her face. Why would he do this?" she choked out. Claire smiled softly. "Because he believes in people who keep fighting. Like you." The next day, Sarah walked into Harper Tech's gleaming headquarters, Lily in a stroller, her heart pounding with hope and fear. The interview was tough but fair, and Sarah's raw honesty, honed by years of scraping by, shone through. By the end of the week, she had a job offer, a small apartment arranged through the company's relocation program, and a daycare spot for Lily. Months later, Sarah stood in the Harper Tech lobby, now a full-time employee, watching as Daniel Harper passed through on his way to a meeting. She caught his eye and mouthed, "Thank you." He gave her a nod, the same quiet warmth from the plane, and kept walking. Sarah hugged Lily close, her tears falling again, not from fear this time, but from the overwhelming realization that one small act of kindness had changed their lives forever.